At the end of many prayers, we say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And there is a very deep reason as to why we say this. So, what we experience while living in this world are three sources of tapa. Now, tapa in any Indian language, you will know, is fever. So now, of course, the moment someone utters fever, everybody will pounce thinking, oh my God, it might just be COVID. Okay? Symptom of COVID, or maybe many other diseases also. But what happens in tapa, fever, is discomfort, dis-ease, loss of appetite, for some nausea, and low energy, so on and so forth. So there are three sources of tapa that are mentioned in the Vedic tradition. So these are not three types of fever physically, okay? These three types of tapa are centered on the person. The first one is Adhyatmika Tapaha. Adhyatmika Tapaha is this affliction that is centered on the person. So tapaha can be translated as fever. Okay, it affects your entire person. So Adhyatmika Tapaha. I want to focus on something. I am not able to focus. So some disturbance that is caused by my own mind, or like some of the elderly students, elderly as in like 70, 75 plus, who say that I want to listen to the class but I feel sleepy or I would love to read but I cannot read now. So there is a sense of disturbance that is seemingly arising from the way in which the mind-body senses are working, or like a lot of us have aches and pains. So again, I cannot focus, I cannot sit in a posture, and so on and so forth. So the tapaha that comes from body mind is Adhyatmika Tapaha. I am reminded of my past. Well, past is an event and that's it. There's nothing more to it. No, you don't know what all happened and so on. So basically I'm living my past in the present. Okay, there's a lot to be said about it, which we have covered earlier. So besides Adhyatmika Tapaha, there is Adhi Bhautika Tapaha. So the disturbance that comes to us apparently from people around us, from the bugs in the stomach, to the people who bug you, to the bugs that are always buzzing around. That's why they have that, what do you call that, mosquito racket, right? It makes this strange sound and people are most thrilled because of the sound it makes. They have a sense of achievement because of the way they wave it and so on. So the people around us may be in the form of family members or office colleagues or somebody from the past. It could be anyone. The people on social media, so on and so forth, they seem to bug you. They can be a source of great disturbance. And then of course is Adhi Daivika Tapaha. The affliction, the disturbance that comes to us because of those acts that are centered on devatas, or what are referred to as acts of God. So like the tsunami and the cyclone and torrential rains, or one could even say the COVID virus. Okay, while it may be have engineered in a particular country in a lab and so on, the potential for such a virus and an epidemic, pandemic, that is got to do with some very strong forces. And of course, we all know the kind of havoc that this virus has caused last year. So the sources of tapaha, the sources of affliction, of disturbance, can be centered on mind body, people around, or certain processes or phenomena that I have zero control over. And the one who lives in the world cannot escape these kind of disturbances that are going to stem from these sources. But the one who has been exposed to Vedanta has learned that all these are external and they do not define me. In fact, I am that which is greater than each of these disturbances, because each of these disturbances are manifestations of Ishvara. Each of these disturbances are forms that are subject to modification and so on. By us saying Shanti 3 times at the end of every prayer, what we are asking for is a resolution of these 3 types of tapaha, tapatraya. So we see that everything is so beautifully meaningful, not only in the prayer but also in the forms that carry the meaning in the culture. So when we say Om Shanti 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 3 times, each Shanti is for resolution of each of these disturbances. Mark my words, I am saying resolution, I am not saying elimination. Okay? Because if you have a limited body mind, limited form basically, then these things are bound to happen. Any limited form is definitely going through changes, if nothing else, at least death. Okay? And likewise, in interaction with the people around, there will be disturbance. But the resolution we are asking for is, of course, that this does not affect me, or I gain the adequate strength to deal with it, or my perspective is expanded so much that I don't really consider it a problem, or I am able to reach out to other people who have these afflictions and therefore I don't feel alone. So resolution can happen in different ways, but ultimately that when we say Shanti, when we say may there be resolution of all these sources of disturbance, I am really pointing to the Shanti that I already am, that Shanti that is the nature of all fullness, that Shanti that is not going to come because there is a resolution of a particular disturbance, you know. So the fullness that we talk about in Vedanta, which is you, is something to be recognized, something to be dwelled upon, and something to not be postponed.